I'm not a fan of the Winged Tyranid Prime's pose. I think it looks a bit unthreatening when it's plodding along on the ground on its fists with its wings folded back. It's a flying creature, and it's meant to be decent in combat. This is one of the star gods! We can do better. Now look at their appearance in the trailer for 10th edition.
In the spires and the slumps.
That is maybe overestimating their combat prowess, but wings out, arms out? I can't quite make something like that with the wings we get on the sprue, but I can add a bit more presence to a model really simply. And so can you. This isn't the craziest or the strangest modification of this unit. It is something you should be able to do yourself with no additional effort. No 3D printing more parts, no sticking magnets on upside down or resin molding or any of that. Just how you glue it. So looking at the trailer, it looks like the wings are up top and the claws are out in the middle. They're the middle set of limbs, so let's do that. You don't have to, but if, like me, you got the Hachette Combat Patrol magazine, or you have 2 Leviathan starter sets because you swapped with someone so that you got 2 lots of the Tyranids and they got 2 lots of the Space Marines, or you got the 10th edition starter set and the Tyranid Combat Patrol, any combination of them will mean that you have more than one of these monopose models. I don't mind monopose too much when it's in a starter set, but we can still improve it. And if you have more than one, changing at least one of them up to look different will give you more flavour for your army. And you can see, oh yeah, that's the one that goes with the Tyranid warriors. That's the one that goes with the gargoyles. So we take the wings, and you have this little nub right there, and that's going to be something that goes into the plug socket. Since we're putting it in a different hole, it's not going to fit, so we get rid of that. Easy enough. Little bit of cleanup with a knife. We'll use a scalpel knife, like a box cut knife, because that's easier. None of these like actual knives. That looks right. Do be careful when you're cutting these bits off, because they have an occasional tendency to just... And then we can add it to our Captain Flappy Bat. Scything talon down here at the bottom, whereas it's normally up there, in that hole. Same from the other side, so we have a big wing, which matches more the size and scale of the model to reach up to the heights of its horn. And on the back, we have the scything talon going backwards. Because, with the pose of the model, with it swinging its arm back, it matches the leg pose as well. Not bad. So we can put this on in here, or we could have it go more across the face, like, oh, it's a mysterious man. Who is this mysterious man? Oh! So it can go in there. And then it can look a bit more shield-like. You've done your strike with your claw, so now you have your wing come across as a sort of shield. It should be fine. I'm sure that's going to stand up to, you know, any kind of blades and bullets with this protective, not protective skin layer that's meant to help you fly. I mean, if you look at the battle sisters in the Agents of the Imperium Codex, their close combat weapons are -1 AP for some reason. No idea why. But there you go. Take battle sisters from the Agents of the Imperium, run in with tiny knives, and you can stab your way through Captain Flappy Bat. All I need for this is glue. And ideally, it wants to rest on the lower arm, so I have 2 contact points I can glue. That'll work. That's better than just having the one and trying to fit it all in the socket where you just fill it with glue, stick it in and hope. Painting this was the first part. I know a lot of people like to do it the other way around, build it and then paint it, but I think it makes it much harder to paint the parts that need a touch, like in here, around the neck area. I need a pointy thing. Like in here, around the neck. That would be hard to do if I was putting in the head first and then trying to get a paintbrush into that gap and paint just one side and not the other. It's much easier to paint it and then build it. Any bits of paint that come off when you're pushing or gluing will be on parts of the model that are on the outside and easy to fix. And painting this model took me like an hour? I could have done it faster, but I was also watching TV at the time and that occasionally distracts. This green is Battle Green, the 1990s Citadel Battle Green colour. It's the one that came in this 1990s paint set for Epic. There's your little Thousand Suns man with a tentacle. That's a problem. They'll have to deal with that somehow. Got your Ultramarines, because we have to have Ultramarines. And there's your Titans in the back. Paint set. Epic Battle paint set. Same set. It's not like I've done a reproduction of it. It's the same paint pot from the 90s. These colours were great. As long as you keep the top on, the paint will keep for decades, evidently. The more modern Games Workshop paints seem to go solid after a few months, which I really hope wasn't an intentional part of their design to make you go back and buy more paint. You can see inside of this Games Workshop white, it has become an emulsion, where it's separated the white into a grey as well. Doesn't matter how much I shake it, it doesn't go back. If you want something similar to this, then there is the Nostalgia paint line. Their Horizon Blue is nearly identical to the older Horizon Blue. That's really good. So I got the Battle Green to look a bit different on all of the different parts, so it's a little bit lighter around here. And it looks kind of shiny. That isn't just the light, it's just the shininess of the model. And I got that by just varying the amount of water I used. So it looks a bit thinner along the claws. Yeah, so it looks a bit thinner along the claws here. Whereas it looks thicker up near the base of the hand. And it gives it a lighter look. There's no paint mixing, just using the last of the bit on the paintbrush. That works. The white is a spray can white. Whatever was cheapest. Most of my armies have that. We've got black for Death Watch, because black spray paint seems to be the cheapest. For my Battle Sisters, I have the Sacred Rose, so I use a white spray can for them. And then most of the painting is done for you before you even start. The red and the pink and the orange, I use game color. They're affordable paints. And if you check out the links down in the description, then you'll see that there's links to my affiliates. They also sell paints. You can buy paints like this one from them. So all I need to do now is just glue this piece in and we're done. There we go. All done, glued on. I had the extra contact point as just on the edge of the Goblin Green base there, as well as resting on the claw. So it gives you more places of contact so that the arm stays on, because it's not intended to go in this position, and I didn't just want to fill the joint with loads of glue. So there's my completed Winged Alpha Prime. Ready to bring about Ascension Day as the Star Gods come down and the Star Children rise up. Everything will go great for them. Now how about you have a look at what else is in the Hachette Combat Patrol Magazine 1, which is where I got this model, and you have a great day of 40k.